The weather is still cold in central New York, but according to the sports schedule, spring is just around the corner. Welcome to the first Lacrosse webisode edition of Cuse Countdown of the season. I am Drew Carter alongside Adam Unger and Zach Lang. Guys, if you could play one college sport, which one do you think you have a better chance of playing, hoops or lacrosse?
I'm going to go hoops. I am super short, but you know what? My ball skills are out of this world, not to brag.
Lacrosse any day of the week, played all 4 years in high school. McDowell Lacrosse B-Feds. See you out there.
It's a weird brag, Adam. Now, guys, Syracuse enters the season ranked 5th in the country despite losing a lot of guys, especially from the attack, including Dylan Donahue and Tim Barber. Adam, we'll start with you. How do you think those guys will be replaced by the Orange?
You know, it's so much of a shuffle at attack. I really think it's going to come from the midfield, and a huge transfer in Brendan Bomberry. This kid put up 19 goals and 14 assists last season, and to boot, 11 of those were on the man up. So I think he's going to bring a Derek DeJoe sniper presence on the man up, who Syracuse also lost last year. However, at even strength, he's going to be able to contribute a lot more and build on those numbers that he put up at Denver.
You know what? I'm going to go with Nick Mariano. He's moving from midfield to attack, and he was the top goal scorer last year at 35 goals. But to be honest, I think he can replicate that season. And honestly, I think he's good enough that he could have an even better season and really improve the Syracuse attack.
Now, guys, moving to the back line for Syracuse, also losing a lot of experienced guys. Brandon Mullins is gone. Jay McDermott is gone. Nick Mellon is injured. So, Zach, we'll start with you this time. How do you think those guys will be replaced by Syracuse on the back line?
You know what? I think Scott Furman is going to really help replace those guys. He's moving from long stick midfield to close defenseman. He's a pure defenseman now, so he's not midfield. And now he's wearing the number 11 jersey, so that means a lot for a defenseman. That was Mullins last year, and he was their best defensive player last year. So he's really got to step up and really mean it when he wears that number 11 jersey. So he has some big expectations, and he had 14 caused turnovers last season, which was second behind Mullins. So you know what? He's got some big shoes to fill, but Adam, I think he can do it.
I agree with you. He's going to leave a little bit of a hole at LSM. That shouldn't be a problem, but you neglected to mention goalie Evan Malloy. Less than 8 goals against average per game. I know we only saw him for about half of a season last year, but he was tops in the country by season's end. I think his communication skills and his leadership skills are going to be huge for the Orange this season.
And he certainly played a lot better than Warren Hill did down the stretch. That was a big turning point for Syracuse during the season. Now, guys, they opened the season against Siena, a team that they've beaten, looking to make it 3 times in a row in season openers. Guys, if you're looking at keys to the game, Zach, you first, who do you think is the biggest key for Syracuse to beat Siena?
You know what? I think Adam said it best. It's going to be Evan Malloy. He needs to prove himself further. He was able to win the starting job halfway through last season, but you know what? He's starting the season as the goalie, so he's in the hot seat now. He needs to now further prove himself that he deserves that starting job, and if he can do that, I think they have no trouble winning this game.
Good point, but I think it's the least of their worries in the cage. It's got to be sorting the lineup for the Orange, sorting out who fits at attack, who fits at midfield, LSM versus close E, where does Jonas Swigert fit into the mix? If you figure out that against Siena, you don't have any problems or as much problems against the Albanese and the ACC competition later on.
And the Orange looking to open the season on the right note against Siena in the Carrier Dome. Adam, you first. You think they get the win?
16-6 Syracuse. Listen, Siena's going to get smacked. I know there's a lot of replacements that Syracuse has to make, but Syracuse should have no problem at all. There were a lot of questions with the midfield last year, and Syracuse turned out just as big of a win. I expect the same thing this season.
You know what, Adam? I agree completely. I think they're also going to get smacked. I think it's going to be 17-8. I would go with the 6 with you, but some of those substitutions from last season, I think they really need to improve on those. They still need to get comfortable in the new system, so that's why I'm giving Siena those 8 goals. But you know what?
Goals against average.
You know what? Orange Nation. They're still going to win.
Yeah. Audacity from the analysts here predicting a blowout victory for Syracuse over Siena in the season opener on Saturday. For Adam Unger and Zach Lang, I'm Drew Carter saying enjoy the game and enjoy the season.